The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Earth's mightiest heroes.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Down. If you have not subscribed to us already, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, leave us a comment, and enter that 250 subscriber giveaway. We're still looking to hit that magical number. Go find that subscriber giveaway video and you will be able to leave a comment there, and that will get you an entry once you have commented, liked, and subscribed. Welcome back to episode 6 of our King in Black series. We are so excited to have you, so happy for you to be a part of all of this that we've been doing. I can't believe we're already on episode 6. I can't believe we've already had 7 or 8 books come out now. I think actually we're up to 9 by the time you're seeing this video. And I did a little bit of research on this one. This is actually the first Namor book that I've ever dove into. I've never read his stories, but with the movie coming out, with the chance of him being in it, Black Panther 2, very excited to see just a taste of what he's all about. And the fact that it ties into King in Black really makes it a point for me to read this. So this is Namor number 1, and right off the bat, what is the secret of the Black Tide? So we start with this wonderful breakdown of what's been going on, who Namor is. He's now the ruler of Atlantis, an underwater empire. As we all know what Atlantis is, it's been in comics for years in many different aspects. But Namor is the Marvel ruler of Atlantis at this stage of the game, and he's been both friend and foe to humanity. With all of that being said, he has the powers of flight, incredible strength, and durability. So again, if you're a Namor noob like I am, and I totally admit to being a Namor noob, and very excited to read this book when I first picked it up, as I was very happy to see what he was all about. This book actually dives into his younger years, and we're about to see exactly why and how they end up doing that. But first, it does start with him at present day. It seems to be right before the King in Black comes, and it's basically just Namor talking about his memories, talking about the past, talking about what is presumably the Black Tide. And the Black Tide seems very symbiote-esque. It seems like this creature who is really into stirring up madness. So it says right here, we will return. And notice how it says we. So this is not just one person, and it has that very black symbiote style hair around it. We will return to kill. We will never stop. Do you hear me, little prince? We will kill, and you are condemned until the end of time and beyond. And then Namor says, it was so long ago. And we jump back to In the Depths when Namor was a prince, and really just talking about the Chasm people and what was happening there. Again, being a noob, not a huge understanding of all of this, so I'm kind of going to roll through this book pretty quickly. There's not a whole lot to do with King in Black from here on out. It's basically what role is the Black Tide going to play, and it even says that right here. Who are the Swift Tide, and what role will they play in the battle? So we've got the Black Tide, the Swift Tide, and we're about to meet the Swift Tide. So right here we have Namor. We have Sorry, I don't want to get these names wrong. And again, being a noob at all of this, Dorma. And then on top of that, we also have Karsa, daughter of Carson of the Imperial City, captain of this merry throng for my sins. And We see Namor at the beginning kind of checking her out, seeing what was going on, and whatnot. And then up pops Atuma, son of Atukar of the Chasm People. So he is actually part of the Chasm People, and Namor and Atuma are basically in the middle of this relationship between these two peoples. So then you see, obviously, everyone partying, getting ready for this big event where it seems like they're going to welcome everyone. And they begin talking and having a good time. And you see a great sea dragon, one of the rarest and mightiest of all sea creatures, and the Chasm People's most sacred symbol. So basically, and this is where we end up meeting the Swift Tide. So lo and behold, there's people who they were talking about that just don't agree with the Atlanteans taking over the Chasm People. They came over the reefs with almost no warning. Death to the oppressors, slaughter them all, show the Atlanteans their tentacles, clutch for us, but the Chasm People will never bow to them. So it's kind of this rebel group, it seems like, and the Swift Tide takes action. So we end up getting into this big battle between the Swift Tide and these other people, and we meet a few people of the Swift Tide. So we meet Sycorax, Karsa, Sweet Mercy, Garana, and then we end up meeting the Mountain. So a lot of different characters all at once, but basically they end up forming this group who are built to take down any threats to Atlantis. And noticing that all this is going on, Namor, Atuma, and Dorma all step in to help in the battle, because they notice that people have kind of broken around and that the reef was just kind of a diversion. And lo and behold, they end up getting the Valor, accompanied with the Swift Tide, and we see people cheering for Atuma, Namor, Dorma. And then you also see the Swift Tide saying, "To do your people proud, thank you for your assistance." So of course, Prince Namor, being the young man that he is, very excited, very happy that he is basically become this bigger than life celebrity in this moment, just because he helped the Swift Tide. And it seemed as though the Swift Tide was this mysterious group that people hardly ever saw, and they only really came out when they were absolutely needed. So, with all of that being said, we then have this interesting joining of forces, so to speak, where Namor gets to join and is told that because he helped, he is able to join the Swift Tide. So Namor, Atuma, and then eventually Dorma, after she says something about men forgetting and whatnot. And so it was set. I remember the pride I felt and the certainty, the absolute certainty, this was going to be amazing. And lo and behold, we jump back to the start of the book with Namor finding a shark on a stick and him breaking it, symbolically, of course, saying it was so long ago, and now I do not like to think of what will come next. And we will find out what happens next in The King in Black, Namor number 2, on sale at the end of December. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, this was a very short breakdown. Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and we hope that you get the chance to dive in to the King in Black series as we release the videos. Even if you're watching this after the fact, after you've read it, we would love to hear your comments. Again, this is a Namor book. This is actually the very first Namor book that I've ever read. So this was a very small breakdown, a lot less elaborate than my other ones, but I also didn't want to dive too deep into this. Not knowing a whole lot, I want to do a lot more research on this book before I say any more and before I get into number 2, just so that way we can kind of check in and really go over what is happening and what is going to come about, because the fact that our writers are telling us right off the bat who are the Swifttide and what role will they play in the battle, that's telling me that this battle is going to be huge. We are going to see the King in Black reign above ground, on the ground, and in the water. And how will the Swifttide, with Namor at its command, truly play a role in this battle? Will they get corrupted? Who knows? Will they be one of the ones who help win? Who knows? But again, that Swifttide seems to be playing a major role. The fact that we're being introduced to it, and the fact that we're already asking the question, what is the secret of the Black Tide? Again, if you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and leave us a comment on your thoughts and what role the Swifttide will play and what is the secret of the Black Tide. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you soon.